Hey, what's going on YouTube? It is time for Clash of Wills, and while I don't think this one is particularly difficult due to the fact that you can just lock out its AI, I have seen a handful of people having some trouble with it, and so I wanted to go ahead and take my existing team that I first cleared it with, which was a big overcap, just because whatever, and try and trim out some of the fat, try and trim out some of the required units, and also try and help somebody out who has been struggling with this. And so MK, this one's for you. And I wanted to take the team that MK was using and try and put it together to try and make something that would work. And I also wanted to do it using the bug, just because I hadn't really messed around with the bug. I mean, once it came out, it was just like, ugh, do I really want to mess around with this fight anymore? But like, now that the bug was here, I thought it'd be fun just going to do it. This is probably not going to be that surprising to a lot of people, the clear. But I like I said, I did want to try and help out MK with this one and show like the gear and the rotation that I'm doing, and go from there. You could very easily take this and just like change the damage dealers and change, the fields and try and work out more. If you've got better gear than this, you can probably do more damage, but this does cap. So let's go ahead and get into that. We'll go ahead and go into it, put all the mods on. Here we go, 300%. And I'll show the gear really quick too. So we're going to start with Tsukiko, and here we go. So she's just kind of geared for whatever, lots of morale fill, rulers, treasure memorial ring, and then just kind of whatever gear. Honestly, as long as she's immune to charm, you're good, but even that doesn't really matter. So you don't have to have charm immunity because of the team that we're running. You could just gear whatever. So in that way, you could take off first rate treasure hunter, and if you had another copy of Magic Boost Plus, which I do not, you could put that there instead. And it would be totally fine. So if you have Magic Boost Plus, take Treasure Hunter off and use it there. I'll point out in my rotation where you would recommend use Magic Boost Plus if you're going to do that. But she's got the Demon card, and then in her shift form, she's just geared for as much damage as I could cram in. Honestly, we could cram more damage in now because these were here from my original clear, where we needed like dark resistance and stuff, and we really don't. So just get your evoke and your magic and your all the stuff she needs maxed out, and you'll be good to go. She's fine. Okay. Next we've got Golbez, who is just geared for high MP, high magic. He's wearing the Celestite rod. We're taking advantage of Tsukiko's rod imperil. He's gonna be capping meteor. He's got Magic Boost Plus, higher wisdom, Stone Killer Plus, engulfing light. And he has maxed out True Double Hand, fairly decent Reaper in stone. We could do better with better gear. He's wearing the Dazzling Demoness card, and there we go, Golbez. Sylvie is dual wielding. She's got her own vision card to help with morale fill. Just we're trying to push it down as quick as we can. And you want to make sure that she's already immune to charm, so she doesn't need Blizzard Orbs. The boss isn't doing anything. She doesn't need passive provoke. The boss isn't doing anything. This is all just leftover stuff from my original clear. And all she really needs is 2 weapons and her vision card. Cool. She's geared the same in both forms. Just 2 weapons and her vision card. Everything else does not matter. Lilith is geared for defense and LB damage. All right, so LB damage. She gears pretty naturally for Stone and Reaper. I don't have the good vision card for her. I have this vision card for her, but just fill her up. She's got Tyvus Spirit, and there she is. Cool. Chizuru is wearing a light weapon in the base form. This is pretty important because she's going to be doing some chaining before we are imbued, and that's going to help out with some stuff. I don't know if that matters. I just went ahead and did it. Just give her a light weapon. That way she can do it just in case. And then just LB fill and some whatever. She's got Clash of Wills stuff. There you go. Tyvus Spirit in the base form. Cool Smile. We're going to take Cool Smile off because we're not bursting on turn 5 anymore. I'm just going to put her own vision card on here. That was something I meant to do in my last run, and I forgot to do it. So there we go. Now she's going to have a higher attack in her shift form. There we go. So now she's got over 10,000 attack, chain, undead killer, stone killer, you know, 300, 300, 300, 400. That's what she wants. Okay, there you go. All that stuff. And again, her own vision card. Cool. Olive is geared like so. She's got LB damage. She's got a little bit of stone and Reaper. And she's got a little bit of LB fill. That's coming from Ashura, of all places. She's wearing the Ashura Esper. If you could get more in, then good. It's just going to help you out with turn 2, getting her LB filled. We've got a plan in place for that, but yeah. And she's actually weirdly wearing this vision card because it gives LB damage boost and good bonus stats for FFBE units. So that's what she's wearing. Kind of weird. It's Tsukiko's vision card. And there's our team. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the, I've got a turn chart that I'm following. I'm going to have that right here while I'm talking, and I'll talk you through each of the actions. There's a couple of them that have to happen in a specific order, so I will point that out as we go. So the boss hits you with charm, and Sylvie is going to deal with that. So this is where I said, like, if anybody is not charm immune, it doesn't matter, because Sylvie's gonna be the person who's going first anyway. Notice Chizuru and Olive are charmed, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna triple. We're gonna do Compassionate Night in this order. Okay, this is very important. Compassionate Night. That's gonna get rid of charm. Burgeoning Defense to start filling morale, and that's really the whole purpose of it, just to fill morale. And then the third action is gonna be Paladin's Offense. What you're gonna do. This is to help Olive fill her LB. You're going to click on Sylvie to get the charm gone with Compassionate Night. Immediately go to Olive and send her LB. That way the third action, Offense, can fill Olive's LB. There we go. Just a tiny little bit of LB fill. That's all we really need, okay? Chizuru is, this is where Chizuru is going to be chaining with a light element. She's going to use Stone Pulverizer here. Golbez is going to just triple cast his Bolting Strike move, Ruler of the Night. Tsukiko is going to cast Raise. We have to select target, hit the boss to lock out the AI. And here we go. Doing that as part of the chain. Drops the boss to half health and locks the AI, so you can have fun doing the rest of the fight. Lilith here, we're going to do Bar Darkja 2 times. That's going to fill LB gauge for Olive, and then use her cover, which is just going to help fill morale because of stat buffs. There we go. We're over halfway here on Olive. We're looking pretty good. All the auto casting and stuff happens. The boss just stands there because the AI is bugged, and we're fine. Turn 2, we're going to shift Tsukiko, and we're going to use Quicksand and Solar Flare twice. That's going to break the boss, and it's going to unlock her Magnus for later. Golbez is going to triple cast Bolting Strikes again. Sylvie is going to triple Petals, Vines, and Defense. This is going to be giving Olive a little bit of LB fill, as well as filling morale. But before we do that, we're going to do some other stuff. We're going to use Strong Spirit, Staunch Spirit, and Eastern Winds. That's the first thing we're going to do. Get a little bit of LB fill there. And then this turn, we're going to do Mace in Peril 3 times. So our hope is that some LB crystals land on Olive. Let's see how we do. Okay, we got a couple. We're hoping that Sylvie is going to fill the rest of the way with defense. So here we go. Petals, Vines, and defense. It's flashing. We got our second LB. We're good to go. Now, if it matters, Tsukiko handled the light element damage that turn, since Chizuru was busy not attacking. That second cast is going to unlock her Magnus, so now she's in good shape. Auto casting is silly. Okay, Tsukiko is going to go back down to the base form, and she's going to triple cast Prayer of Purification for morale fill. Golbez is going to just do whatever he wants. At this point, honestly, I'm just going to hit Ruler of the Night one time. Chizuru is going to use Stone Pulverizer again. We're just filling morale at this point. Lilith's going to use her LB. Or base LB. If your Lilith happens to be EX3, mine's EX2, don't use her shifted limit burst there. Just do something else. Just chain or something like that. Really doesn't matter. Sylvie is just going to do morale fill, so petals, vines, and petals. And Olive is going to use just 5 morale skills. Splash, Splash, Sea, Mammals, Melon Ammo, cool. That's just going to fill morale. Neat. All right. This turn 4, we're going to triple. We're going to Omamori. We're going to Light, Imbue, and Amplify. And we're going to use Purging Mandala Light. That's going to fill morale as well as set us up for good stuff later on. There we go. Golbez here, again, can just do whatever. He's going to just hit the boss. Sylvie is going to just do the same thing. Vines, petals, and vines. Tsukiko, or not Tsukiko, Lilith can just use Mason Peril. We're just, you know, chaining, filling morale, having some fun. Stone Pulverizer again, just to keep the buff fresh. And Olive is going to do 4 skills: Splash, Splash, Sky, Mammals, and Shining Melons. Morale should be totally filled by this point. There we go. Notice we're here on turn 5, which is where I was trying to burst before and not doing very well. Boss still has buffs on this turn, so we're going to wait one more turn, and that's why Cool Smile does not work. But it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and shift Tsukiko, and we're going to do Quicksand and Solar Flare 2 times again. This is going to reapply the brakes. Okay. Golbez is going to triple here. He's going to use Twin Moon. He's going to use Come Shadow Dragon and give your power to Meteor. For the teeny tiny little boost that you get from Meteor, it's only a tiny little boost, but every little bit helps. All right. Sylvie on this turn is just, again, going to petals, vines, and just for fun, we're going to use Resolve just to give a little bit of change. We don't really need it. It's going to help fill MP for Lilith, though, on the next turn, which should be good. Lilith on turn 5 can just cover, use Kiss of Rapture, Kiss of Betrayal to keep the Mason Peril up. Chizuru on this turn is just going to Eastern Winds. We're going to use Focused Strength and Focused Mind. I know it's a little different, not Stone Pulverizer. We'll do that again next turn. And then Olive is again going to just do 4 skills and Shining Melons. Okay. Boss gained a little bit of morale back. Not a big deal. If you had Magic Boost Plus equipped on your Tsukiko, this is where you would use it. Turn 6. You would use Magic Boost Plus right here and start boosting up. We do not have it, so we're just going to use Prayer of Purification 3 times just to start keep filling morale. Golbez is going to use Magic Boost Plus because he does have it. Sylvie is going to shift. We're going to use Leaping Love. There we go. Lilith is going to just use her Kiss skills and then Unending Nightmare for Reaper and Stone Killer. Speaking of Stone Killer, Chizuru is going to do hers. That's going to give her the big Stone Killer buff for herself on for a few turns. There we go. And this is the last time I promise that she's going to use 4 morale skills and melons. I promise. That's the last time. Alright, if you had Magic Boost Plus again on Tsukiko, you would use it here. I don't, so we're just going to Purification. But Golbez has it, so he's going to do Magic Boost Plus. There we go. Sylvie is going to use the Big Stone Killer buff on Olive. She's going to use the LB boost. I've Got Your Back on Olive. And then she's going to use Paladin's offense. Lilith is going to Tyva's Spirit. Chizuru is going to Tyva's Spirit. Olive is going to, this is important, okay? Splash, Splash, Melon, Shining Melons, Fire Cannon Fire. Fire Cannon Fire needs to be the last skill that you use. For Olive. It doesn't have to be the last thing you do in the turn. It just has to be Olive's last skill. Alright, boss has 0 morale here on turn 8. We have 200%. And we are ready to burst. So, we're going to go ahead and use up our skills here. Defense and Spirit buffs. We'll use attack and magic buffs. Tsukiko is going to shift. She is going to use Shining Karmic Retribution. Sylvie is going to use triple Clever Paladin Strike. Golbez is going to use Meteor. Lilith is going to SLB. Chizuru is going to Shift LB. And Olive is going to SLB. Here is the order that we're going to do this in. Golbez is going to go first. We're going to wait a couple seconds for the kind of space sound to start. And then Sylvie and Tsukiko are going to go. And it has to go in that order. Sylvie, then Tsukiko. Shortly after Olive and Lilith, because you want to make sure that the break is in place, the good Olive break. It should be at that point. And then Chizuru is going to go on her own it's a second afterwards, because she's going to cap a big hit at the end of her chain anyway. And then Golbez is going to be capping along the way. So we're going to send Golbez, Sylvie, and Tsukiko. There we go. .6. And the boss is still locked out. And we can finish the boss off however you want. We're just going to have Tsukiko cast Raise. Go ahead and target the boss. And goodbye, Crumblier. So that will do it. Take a look at our damage breakdown. That is a perfect score. All categories, right? And our damage breakdown. Chizuru is a big carry. Actually, Golbez rolled kind of low. Olive did really well. Lilith, Tsukiko, everybody kind of does about the same. And then Chizuru like really carries it really, really well. And then Sylvie's even contributing a little bit. So that's kind of cool. And there you go. And you get your fantastic rewards. That I do not want. And you too can have a rank 1 clear. So I do hope that that's helpful. I know that like there's lots of ways you could do this, with like double light fields or like water fields, whatever. And not everybody has everything that you need to do that, but a lot of people do have a lot of the Clash of Wills units, so I thought this would at least be workable. And we got to use Golbez for something that was actually, potentially fairly difficult. So pretty cool. But I do really, really hope that helps. And if it does, yeah, let me know. Hopefully you had an easy time with this. Hopefully you can recreate this too. I think if you've got Tsukiko doing magic boost on those turns, it should be even easier to do. But you can do it without double magic boost. So there you go. Take care, good night, be good to each other, and we will see you tomorrow for Tuesday Preppers.